What is up, everyone? Yeah, let's go. Now I just need to check my yes, good. My mic is. I forgot. I wasn't sure if I'd actually unmuted my mic because that would have been embarrassing. It would have just been me talking, or me looking like I'm talking, and it's like, what's going on? Right. Anyway, this is going to be a cool episode. This is going to be kind of slightly more of a. I didn't quite get everything done the last episode that I wanted to do, and I'm going to see if I can try and get it done today. This is going to be a little bit of a complex one, so I'll explain everything that we're going to try and do. So, if I play the game, we're going to get dealt cards. Now, we have like the army recruit here. Now, anyone who is starting to play the game, I want to have a sort of, I'm going to guess I call it tooltips or something, some sort of something where you can switch off once you've actually kind of played the game quite a bit. But I want it so that when you like highlight a card like this one where it adds 5 attackers, people that are playing it the first time, what are attackers? I have no idea. So I want to have let's have a look on Control Shift P. I want to make it so that when you've got a card highlighted, you're going to have a little box that arrives over here that just appears. It's just going to be quite a gentle reminder saying this is what attackers do, basically. So in this case, for attackers, it's going to have a bit of text that's going to say something like, when the monster is in range, attackers attack for 1 damage but get splattered in the process. I want it to be as fewer words as possible, but because obviously with any game, and part of what makes Hearthstone and indeed Slay the Spire so good is that even the quite complex cards, they describe things in as fewer words as possible. So so that's what I'm going to be looking to do today. Now I've actually been considering various different options, and I am actually not sure what the best method is. So I'm going to start putting it together, and then I might make sort of some decisions on the fly. Oh, and by the way, if I do get this done today, there's something else that I want to see if I can fit in, but there's no guarantee. It's going to be something that's going to be quite cool, but we'll see if we can get to there, because this is going to be like this will just kind of hopefully make the game a little bit more professional. What I'm also going to do is we're going to have. I want somewhere like, so basically I've got this master script here. This is at the moment, this does one thing, right? All this, even though it's called the master script, it's as if it's the most important thing ever. All it does at the moment is it's got one function where basically you can give it a string which is like a series of letters together making a sentence, and it makes sure that the line ends so it fits quite comfortably in whatever box that you want to put it in. So I'm going to be using this, but there's something which I'm intrigued with is a concept that's called Enums. Now it would be something like public enum, and I'm going to call it, say, card info, and then you have and what this does, I'm basically creating an entirely new type of variable that has specific like outcomes. So if I was to do this, we would have one thing that this this card info thing could be, and it would be attacker. But I would want to put I would need to put all of this. This is more me sort of spitballing. I don't know if I'm going to fit this in, but I want to just have this here. So defender, armor, and hopefully it'll all make sense a little bit later. Defender, armor, and totem. Yeah, now I do have this feeling that after we've been working on this for about 3 hours, I might not use this at all, right? And then like we'll look back and be like, why did you do this? It doesn't mean anything. Anyway, right, so it's like, pay attention to this. This is very significant. And then there's no relevance to it at any point. But we'll find out. So I'm going to put this in here, and it might mean something later, or it might not. Right, so I think our first thing that we need to do is create a game object, and literally just basically all this game object is going to do is it's going to create a box with some info. We're going to give it like an argument, which is we're going to give it a script which will have a function where we give it a string, and it just essentially creates a box that has all this information in it. That's going to be our first thing, right? So one thing which I have done is, let's have a look. Town. Oh yeah, looking at the wrong side. We've got UI. Now this is another quite clever thing that I learned. So this is this kind of box that it's going to look like, and it's just going to be called card info. So let's go put this bad boy somewhere in our project. It's called UI, but if anyone has been watching any of my previous streams, I don't actually use the UI because I don't like it. No, there's no argument. There's no actually properly good reasoning. I just find it like far too complicated. Anyway, right. So I think I've just put it in there. I put it somewhere in card, and I'll just create a new folder that's called UI. So now here's where it gets interesting. Right, so I think 128 is the pixels per unit, which I think I'm quite happy with, but I can easily change that, that's no problem. We've set it filter mode to point and then compression to none and apply. Now there's another thing that I'm looking, so pivot. Now this could be relevant, right, because I need to play around with this, because I believe what this means is you can create a game object, which is what I'm going to do, plus we're going to add a square, and we're going to call it card info game object geo, right? So and we're going to change it to card info, right? So that's the image that we got to work with. Now here's where it gets a little bit interesting. I do want to experiment with this. So if I were to hypothetically change it to top left and then apply, yes, okay, right, it did work. I just had this brief moment. So that's actually quite useful. So what that means is the actual, like, because we've actually got it top left, that means it starts drawing from the top left of where the game object is. So if this were to be like at 0, 0, 0, the top left point is at 0, 0, 0, which will make life a little bit easier when we're trying to fit some text in. So what we're also going to do today this is quite cool. So this is obviously, because there's going to be different size amounts of text and stuff in this thing, is going to obviously shift sides. But it looks a bit rubbish, because if you want it really big, it doesn't scale particularly well. So there's a particular technique which I've got to remember how to do this. We have this as sliced, right? Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the actual sprite itself, not the game object that we've created, but this is the sprite. And then we go Sprite Editor, I believe. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move these little anchors, these little points, over so that it's just got sort of straight lines, there's no curves there. And move all of these down. What will this accomplish? I don't know. No, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Right, and apply. And we'll get rid of that. That's cool. Okay, so. Oh, it actually works as well. So, yes, good, brilliant. Again, this is another one where I thought, like, because this has confused me a lot in the past. So what I've actually achieved there is, if you look at the size of the actual corners and the borders, they're staying the same size regardless of how big it is. And it's only when it gets really small that anything actually scales. yeah, so this is kind of how you would want the text to be, because this can be different sizes. Anyway, so that's good. Right, making good progress so far. Yes. Right. So now I'm actually going to bring this all the way into the in our prefabs. Card stuff. Yeah, it is card stuff. It's card info. So let's put it in here. And now we can just delete this. Now we're going to go into this card info. And we're going to create some text that goes in front of it. Right, so now something which I'm still trying to work out is there's no 2D game object that gives us text. So the only way to put text on is by creating a 3D text. But that's not actually as terrifying as it sounds. It's fine. So we're going to use my favourite font, my Gilbert font. That character size is obviously going to be a little bit big. Let's go make it, say, 0.125. I think that sounds good. And we're going to have our... oh yeah, and rather luckily, I think the anchor point is top left, which makes life a little bit easier. Right, so this is going to be card info text. So here we go. Card info text. So this bad boy. There is a way, I'm just trying to work out, because what I kind of want, I was actually hoping this game object would, because what I want is for this to be here and the text to start from this point, which I think I can do. I just need to work out text mesh. It's not that one. Now I've got to remember how to do this. I mean, it shouldn't be too much of a problem anyway, because yeah, we're going to we just have it there then. Oh no, I know how I knew how I knew how to fix this before. Either way, let's just we'll cross that bridge a bit later. That's fine. So let's go give this some script, and then we're going to have card info script. Now, another important thing is so we are going to, with this one here, we can set our sprite renderer to front. So we want this to be in front of everything else. But we're going to do the same to here, although to my understanding we can't actually do it from this point, but that's fine. So yeah, basically we just want to make sure that when this appears, it appears in front of everything else that's going on. So like, it's not going to interfere with anything. It's just going to be in front because it's going to be quite useful information. Okay, so but we can actually make the text in front, but we have to do that in code. And let's go into it. Let's go doing some code. I didn't actually open the script. Oh, I haven't even put it on yet. So card info. Ah, there it is. Card info script. All right, now edit script. And now we want to just clear. We've got a bunch of stuff here, but I'm going to close all but this, so got a bit more space. Right. So here we go. Private sprite renderer. We're going to have card background sprite renderer. Private text mesh card info text mesh TM, and private mesh rend. So we only need the mesh renderer purely so that we can put the text the text and everything where we want it, as far as where it is in front of the screen and stuff. So mesh renderer, card info mesh rend. Brilliant. Right, void awake. So when it starts, we're going to get hold of this card background SR, and we're just going to find the component, which is, so yeah, because it's, yeah, again, another thing which always took me a little while to grasp is, even though we're attaching this script to the to this game object, we're not, like, I think part of me, a younger me, would have kind of assumed that because we've made a sprite renderer, it would automatically detect and know that it's the one that's on the actual object that you put it on. But we actually need to manually do that. But that makes sense, because sometimes you do want to access a different sprite renderer. So anyway, we're going to get access to the current sprite renderer that is on this script, which is get component sprite renderer. And card info text mesh equals get component in children, because it's not actually on the actual physical game object that the script is on. It's on one of the children of it. So we're getting the component children text mesh and card info mr equals get component in children mesh renderer. Sweet. Okay. So we can also, just while we're here, we're going to have oh, I've accidentally pressed insert. So card info mesh renderer dot, or no, dot layer. Now this is, I think it's sorting layer name equals front, and info mesh renderer dot sorting order equals, let's just say 5. So this is just going to make sure that the text is in front of the in front of the box when we create it. So now we're going to go public void create info box string info string and this is going to be a really cheap, quick coroutine, which is just going to be, it's just going to go for like quarter of a second or half a second, where it just fades from nothing to on. So here we go, private enumerate. Oh, nice one, cheers man. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's my brother, just bring me some coffee. Right, private enumerator. Create info box routine, and we're going to put the argument of info string inside. Nice. Okay, so we're going to start this coroutine. Give it the argument of info string. So what we're basically just saying, create info box. Now we're going to start this routine where it creates it, and even though it might not be necessary, I've got a little rule where I always have a public boolean variable that I just call busy. It's not always necessary, but I like it anyway. So what we're actually going to do, we're going to set the colour to like empty to clear. So card background, card background sr dot color equals color dot clear, and card info text mesh equals dot color equals cut. I am not on form today. Here we go. Right. There we go. Right. Yes. Okay. So we've set the colour over that. So we said it's clear. Now I've got a little routine, which I'm going to go int chum equals mover dot instance dot fade SR to colour. So this is fading my sprite renderer to colour, which will be card background. So we're just we're filling in all the spots that we need. So we need the SR that we're going to use, the colour that we want it to turn it to, which is colour dot white, and how long is it going to take? I think literally just quarter of a second, so 0.25 seconds. And we're going to do something similar with the actual text itself, which is going to be mover.instance.fade, and I've even got a little function, fade TM to color, card info TM, and we're going to do that to color dot white, and that's also going to take 0.25 seconds. Now, if you notice, we've got a red squiggly line. That's because whenever you're doing an enumerator or a coroutine, the purpose of it is to do something over a period of time. And at the moment, it's just doing everything instantly. So this won't allow it. So what we're actually doing now is we've started it being clear. We're getting it to fade to be to become opaque, and what am I doing? And here is where we go while mover.instance.s2f bool. Now, like I say, this is code that I've actually created off, even before I made this project. It's just a very useful bit of code I found. So what it's actually doing here, we're saying while this particular, like a boolean switches on when we do this fade to color, and then it switches off once it's already done its job. So we're basically saying while this boolean is on, we're going to wait around here for a bit, and then like we're then no longer going to be busy, and then that's it. So that is good. And what we need to do next is have we've created this info string, so we're going to have card info tm.text. So we're setting the text of our text mesh equal to the info string. So when we've got this up and running, we're going to create one of these and just give it an info string, and then it will hopefully get all the information, and then get all the information and then sort of put it into this machine and then suddenly turn it on. We also want an unsummon, so I'll call it destroy self, public void destroy. No, not on destroy. That's actually an internal function which essentially when it gets destroyed it does something, but we don't want that. Public void, we're creating a function that we've just that's called destroy self. Destroy self routine. And we're going to do very, very similar code here, except for it's just basically this. Let's just copy the whole thing, and then I'll just get rid of the stuff that I don't like. So we don't actually need to set any colors, because it should already, when it's being summoned, should already be fully opaque. We don't need any of that. And here we're just going to set to color.clear and color.clear. So yeah, right. And then once it's actually done it, we're literally going to just destroy game object. So when we've actually, this game object, this is like a universal thing that accesses the current game object that it's attached to. So so that should just destroy itself. So what we can do is have, I think a good start would be if we have void update. Now this is getting like a little ongoing joke, is is that we've been working our way through the entire letters of the keyboard, and I think we're up to V now. So if input dot get key down keycode.v. So if we press V, something happens, right? Which is going to be create info box. And what should we put here? Attackers are great. Okay. And if we have another function, which we'll have as B. Right, wait. That's better. Okay. Then we're going to have destroy self. So let's give this a quick test, see if it works. Once we've got this, we're then going to attach this. We're going to find a way of putting all this information into onto the card. So we've still got more stuff that we need to do, but let's just give this a quick check. As I say, we're not expecting too much here, but let's just see what happens. See if it's done the thing that I want to do. The text won't align with the box or anything. The box won't change shape. That's going to be something that we're going to fix shortly. So card info. Let's go put it on. So if I was to press play, obviously nothing. It's just getting access to all the stuff. Now if I press V, yeah, attackers are great, and that's about how quickly I want it to do. And then when it disappears, done. Yeah, okay, fantastic. Exactly what I wanted it to do. Now, did something really cool just happen there? Oh wow, okay, I have a feeling something incredibly useful just happened, and if that is the case, right, okay, now I just want to test something, so we're just going to add some more letters here. This is just yo with some more exclamation marks. Okay, sorry, there is actually a reason that I'm doing this. I'm not just having I'm not just being like, yeah, look, we can put anything in. Like, it's like, Pete, this is not amazing. This doesn't utilize your programming skills. Okay. But if the thing that I think happened did happen, then life is brilliant. I mean, life is already brilliant. Don't worry. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Right. I'll explain exactly why the thing that's just happened is brilliant. Okay. So I was slightly worried that there was no way of getting it so as the text actually goes from left to right. I was worried that like I could, because I was struggling with something earlier. Let's see if I can select this one. I was worried the text was going to kind of like go into the center here, and quite a lot of this relies on it starting from the top left, and it has done that, and that's brilliant. So let's just so we can actually now quite comfortably and nicely move this bad boy over a little bit to there. Okay, and I'm actually going to use a function which I used earlier, which is which I showed earlier, and this will actually be, this is going to be the genuine information that I'm going to put on, and I just want to see how it fits. So yeah, okay. So we're actually going to so this is going to be information. Attackers semicolon when the monster arrives, attackers hit for 1 damage and then die. That might be, yeah. We might not even need this. We want to try and slim this amount of text down as much as we can. So, when the monster arrives, attackers hit for 1 damage and then die. Okay, so what we're also going to do is, in the master script, master script.instance. I think I've called it fixed string line length. And let's experiment with, say, 15, see how that looks. Let's see how this works, because what we're looking to do as well, we're looking to shape the box like so it fits. So the box it's not just the same size box. It's going to be a specific sized box that fits the text, which will just require a little bit of trial and error. But let's go for it. Right. So because we don't, yeah, as I say, this is going to be, it's not going to be too intrusive, this information. It's going to be just a little bit of information, like for people who are starting up. So if I were to press V, oh, it's actually going upwards. That's interesting. Let me have a look. Let's see. I might have actually made a mistake here. Upper left. Oh yeah, I just needed to change that. So yeah. So I think, so let's actually try and do a bit of quick maths on the fly. So we've got access to this one here, card info. So when I actually move this around like this, we're not changing the scale of it. We're changing these numbers here. So these are the numbers that we got to focus on. So, so I think let's work under the assumption it's always going to go. Yeah, this is going to be just a little bit of an experiment. So, and I think this is going to be, yeah, this is normally quite fun. So I'm going to change this text over here to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 5. Okay. So for that to comfortably fit in there, okay. And let me just check I've got. Okay, yes, it is still stream beat. So you know when you're just listening to music thinking this is really cool music. I am in the zone here. Right. Okay. So so 15, the width is going to be what, 1.85? Okay, I like that. And how much does it get bigger each time? So yeah, this is again a bit trial and error. Oh yeah, of course, the easiest thing to do is actually just do it in code. So 1.85 seems like a pretty safe shout. So I'm going to have a actually this can be private void fix sprite size. Okay. So we're going to have an integer, which is the number of lines equals 0, and now we're going to cycle through, because with this fixed line length, what we're doing is we're changing one of the characters to a is it a /n, which is which means that it breaks the line. So we're just going to go for open brackets int I equals 0, I less than card info text mesh dot text dot length I plus plus. So what are we doing here? We're actually looking through every single one of these. So it actually starts off, it's already going to be by default one line. So if card info text mesh dot text I is equal to why is that giving me an error message? Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Nope, that's still not working. Let's try and work out what I've actually done. So, because there is a way of looking for the number of go to definition. Oh yeah. So we actually want to keep this over, and we're going to go for card info. So yeah, there's a particular thing here. Oh, I put the slash the wrong way around. Okay. That's fine. I knew the slash, it was either a / or a backslash. So basically it's finding the number of line breaks, and now we've got number of lines plus plus. And so here, this is going to be kind of a little bit of fun. We're just going to have let's have a look. Sprite. Sorry, one sec. So we've got our right, card background SR. So yeah, we're basically just changing the size of this. So card background SR dot size. Yes, okay. Equals new vector 2. Actually, yeah, that's going to be our kind of finalizing thing. So we're going to get to that. So float. Yeah, sorry. Float width equals 1.85f, because that's what we worked out. And float length equals, now this is going to be, like I say, I'm just going to kind of try various different numbers, try and work out, you know, what kind of works, what doesn't work. So I'm going to just have a few sort of stabs in the dark, but we can sort of narrow it down as we go. So I'm going to say it's going to be 0.25f plus number of lines multiplied by 0.25. So this is obviously going to look a little bit wrong. Width, comma, length Actually, maybe I should change that to height. Width and height. Yeah, maybe. So we just want to fit this function in. So let's just quickly save this. So we got the card. So fix sprite size. So yeah, like I say, it's not going to work first time, but we're going to have a little play around, see if it looks good, looks bad. Let's go for it. It's going to be probably way off, but let's have a look. So, oh, that's because I destroyed it. I pressed the wrong button. I've accidentally destroyed it. Why did I have a function that destroys it? Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so first of all, I just need to get the text correct. That's just one of those things. That's very easily done. I just need to go lower left to upper left. And then we can sort of do a bit more analysis, try and work out if things are too big, too small. So I think that's still okay as far as length, but this is clearly wrong. So let's actually do a little. Now there's going to be a more professional way of doing this, but the space between there. So we've got the height of 0.808 over there. Just checking my head isn't covering 808 down to 79. So it's almost. It could just be 0.1. So let me. Yeah, this is why trial and error. It's always a nice thing to do. So I think it should be something like 0.2, and this should be 0.1. This is definitely going to get us closer, but we might be. But let's have a look. Let's see where this takes us, and then have a little play. Right. Oh, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. So while we're actually here. Oh, it is almost exactly 0.1. So yeah, I think so 0.8, 9, 1, 0.95. Yeah, and I've just got to work out how many lines it thinks that it has. So let's just have another quick test. V. So it's saying it's 0.8. Where are we? Which implies that 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, it's a 6. Okay, so we just need to make the other number bigger. So if that was, say, so an extra. Yeah, I think actually we had it kind of right the first time. Let's try 3, 5. Now hopefully this will just I think this is the key number, 0.35 and 0.1. We're going to then suddenly have information in the exact box. So yes, right, okay, nice, sorted. Right, yes. Okay, so we got, this is good. Right, so we've got the thing that we wanted to do now. So now this is going to appear So what we're looking to do is make sure when we highlight it, this little box is just going to appear. Let's see if I can even drag it over. There we go. Yeah, it's going to appear just at the side. How are we going to do that? Yes, no idea, but I can't wait to sort of get my hands dirty and like, actually kind of go, yes, we can kind of do this thing. Yeah, right. So, how are we going to do that? That's all very well saying that, but how are we going to do that, Pete? Okay, I'll show you. We are going to have a look at our card script over here. And we're going to open a few things as well. So, card stuff. So we've actually got this. This is the big bad important script here. We're going to have now. I will make it simple to begin with. So what I actually want to do is have a public string, but an array of strings, card info, do I like that? So here's, when we were talking about the enum earlier, so actually, I'm going to experiment. This is going to be, let's see how this goes. This might go horribly wrong. So, where we had our master script, we had a card info enum, which is like a whole new variable. So I think this has to be... I'll put an underscore just to be on the safe side. Okay, now I actually want to just see if this arrives in the inspector view. Let's have a look. So let me... There we go. Right. Okay, so... Oh, yes! Okay, right, so what does all this mean? Why? What is an enum? What are you talking about? Right, so an enum is creating a whole new variable, except for at the moment it can only be 4 things. So it's not a number, it's not a float, or technically it is a number, it's an integer, but don't worry about that. It's like it's an attacker, defender, armor, or totem. Okay, yes. You know what? That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, fantastic. So now where we've got this master script, boom, yes, right. What we're going to do, we are going to basically, this master script is going to handle most of the work that we need done when we're creating the card info. So, first of all, I'm going to have a public string get card info. Yeah, get card info string. Okay, and the argument, the thing that we're going to put in, the coin that we put inside the slot machine, is going to be a card info, right, variable, and we'll have it as a lowercase there. Okay, now we're going to have switch. Oh no, I've just a switch statement where we put in card info. All right. And just so we're not getting this squiggly error message, I'm just going to put return. Yeah, hold on. Yarg. This shouldn't happen. Okay. So case cardinfo.attacker. Return Now, it was that bit of text that we had from earlier, but I'm going to do something even smarter shortly. So we've got our card info script, so it's going to be all of this. Control C. I've put 2 speech marks. There we go. Okay. Case card info dot defender return. So here's where we're actually going to put all the information. So when the monster attacks, defenders block 1 damage and then die. Right, cool. Card. I'm so glad. I tell you what, I was worried, like, because trying to get Enums to work is surprisingly, like, it's quite a difficult concept. It took me a while to get my sort of head around, but I'm glad that we actually managed to kind of get it nailed pretty quickly. Units that are armoured don't die. Units that are armoured lose their armour instead of dying. Yeah. And turn. Totems are permanent. Yeah, no, totems are passive buffs that last the duration of the battle. Okay. Right, so in fact, I am intrigued. Will this still give me an error message? Yes, it does. Okay, it's not that clever. Like, the reason that I was intrigued is because there can only be 4 different outcomes, and because I've made 4, in theory, like, this is literally impossible to ever reach because there can only be 4 outcomes and they're all covered. Okay, so this is a good start. And I actually think, now that I'm looking at this, I think we can have a private. We're actually going to create all the game objects within the master script. Now, I might regret this later, but I think we give it a shot. We see if this works. Just create it all in this master script, because we've just made a script called master script, and all it's doing is this one little thing where it's just fixing the line length of something. So I think we need. Yeah, I think this is fine. So card info go. Okay. And we're going to have a function which is going to be public create card info game objects. And I don't even know. Oh, public void, sorry. I don't even know if we need it to be a routine. So, yeah. And we'll have a list here, which is going to be, we'll keep this public. It doesn't need to be public, but public list of card info scripts. Card info scripts sounds good enough to me, but we'll change a couple of the things. I always put an underscore whenever we're referring to any scripts, so we're going to have a bunch of. Now, the actual thing that we're going to put in is like the argument that we're going to put into here isn't just going to be a card info thing. We're going to put in a physical card script. So card script, and I think that's all we need. Let me just have a quick look at the card script, because we can access, because ideally we want to access the transform, work out where we're going to put it, and we want to access the card scriptable object so we can know what info we're putting down. So go to definition. So card SO, yep, we've got access. We've already got a function which gets that. And we've got access to the transform. That should be everything we need. So yeah, another thing, this is just going to be we're just going to have to work out exactly where it is. Sorry, so so before we continue here, there's something that I need to do. He's a madman. What is he doing? Why is he just? Is he? No, there is a good purpose. I know where I'm going with this. So we're going to create this text here. I'm now going to highlight one of these and then press Ctrl-Shift-P to pause. Okay, so we want to create this about there. I think that looks good. So where is that in proportion? So if I actually make so it's this card here. So I'm actually going to temporarily make this a parent of this card. So where is this in proportion to the oh yeah, okay. Let me take this one out of here. So I'm moving it around because I want to know exactly where to create it, and it's a little difficult to try and work that out, but I'm kind of in the process of doing this. So if this is 3, so let's go actually make this 0, 0, 0. Let's try and make the numbers as round as possible. So that'll be 1, and that'll be 1.5. No, not quite. 1.75. 1.6. I think 1.6. He's a madman. Where's he going with all this? Right, here we go. So I think I was right. I think I was close enough to as what with 1.6. Yeah, let's go for it. 1.6. Right. Right, what has he done all of that for? I've got to remember actually. Yeah, 1.6. Yeah. Okay. Right. So we're going to have create card info. So first of all, card info scripts. And I know you're probably thinking, why do you want a list of them? That doesn't make any sense at all. Well, I'll explain it. So before I do any of that, we're going to have card SOs. We're going to have an array of card info. So if you have something that, for example, summons both attackers and defenders, we want information on both of them. I know I'm jumping quite a few steps at once, so I'm going to have to manually change all of these, but that's okay. I'm kind of fine with that. So, where are we? Card info script. Right. So first of all, card equals a new list of card info scripts. So we've created a new empty list, right? And for open brackets. In fact, before we do any of that, we're going to have card SO equals our card script dot get card SO. Okay, so we're basically getting access to our scriptable object through here. Now, for int I equals 0, I less than card SO dot card info. Well, I want to rename that to card infos dot length I plus plus. He's a madman. He's just talking. Where's he going? Don't worry. This I think it's going to be one of those where you'll be staring, you're thinking, what is he going? What is he trying to do here? But it will make sense in the end eventually. So we want to have a card info script equals instantiate card info go Oh, I love it because the payoff will be huge when it does eventually actually work out. So we're going to have y offset equals 0. Script dot. Oh no. So we're working out where we're looking to summon it, and yeah. Sorry, this does require just a tiny bit of thought here. So we've got the card. We just want to get access to the card script. Okay, that's right. Dot get trans dot position plus new vector 3 1 comma 1.6 plus y offset comma percentage. So it's not actually going to be a child of the of the card script. It's just going to create it next to it because it doesn't need to be a child. I think that's just adding a layer of confusion. Dot get component card info script. Okay. card info script dot create info box. And what string are we going to put in? So get card info string. Like I say, it's your, like, this is going to be one of those where kind of like it requires quite a bit of concentration, and when we do actually eventually get there, it will be a huge payoff. It will look brilliant, but it does, it's like kind of, it's quite difficult to explain like mid sort of process. So don't worry. Well, like, when you get to the end of it, you'll be like, oh wow, oh my gosh, how did you do that, Peter? You're a genius. But like, kind of, we just got to kind of get there first. Right, now here's another thing. So y offset plus equals like I say, payoff is going to be huge. You just have to be a little bit patient as we get there. Okay. So we're going to have another function in the card info script. Again, a nice little one. Public float get SRY size. Get SRY size. Return. I know, we're trying to do, like, we didn't actually need to try and fit this in the first time, but now, we might have to change this slightly, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah. So we'll still need to do a few things. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to have another public void destroy all card infos. This is going to be a lot easier. Right. So we've got so we're basically just, this one's going to be, yeah, this one doesn't require quite as much thought. This is just a function which destroys all of the card infos. Underscore card info scripts I dot destroy self. Okay, now, like I say, when we do actually eventually get this whip like kicking up and running, it's going to be like, it will, some of the things will look a little bit off, but we can just tweak some of the numbers to get it to work. Okay. Right. So and I also want to, just at the end, clear. Technically, we don't need to. Like, for safety, I was going to just like put this here. I don't think we need this, but we may as well. Right. So what we're doing, we're basically, the times that we want to destroy the info, we're actually just destroying them, literally destroying them on this script here, and then just creating a new list. We technically don't need to do this, but I think I would rather this, so that way it does actually clear it. Okay, so card script. So we kind of want to make it so that when you hover over something for, say, half a second is when the information comes up. I also like, so let's just see if we've got any error messages at this precise moment. So I'll explain what my plan is. We haven't, like I say, we haven't actually implemented. We've just created the things, we've created the tools, but we haven't actually attached it to anything. So what I want to happen is when you highlight it, once it's actually reached the destination that it has, for about, say, half a second is when I want the info to appear. But if you then drag it, then the information disappears. It is literally just if you're holding on. So as soon as you drag it or move off, the information just disappears. So we need to make sure that we create it at this point, and then the moment that you either click it or that you move the mouse off is when it disappears. So let's do that. Also, we need to actually, this will be, okay, for the time being, I'm going to do a bit of a lazy option. So card infos, we're going to set them all to have 2, and one of them's attacker and one of them's armor. It doesn't matter. We will have to change all of these individually, which is fine, which is quite doable. But like for the time being, they're all going to have both the attacker and the armor information. Actually, you know what? Let's go make it all 4. Let's go have the whole bundle. So armor, defender, attacker, defender, armor, and totem. So I don't think there's going to be many cards that are going to need all 4. Right. So, I've done it. If I've done it at runtime, does that actually cancel the? No, it doesn't. That's fine. Okay. Right. So now, card info script. So now we've got the card script. So we want to make sure. Now this will just require a bit of right. I'm gonna have to kind of, so on enter, if card is in hand, brilliant. New modulate. Ooh, can we actually just do it straight from the hand script? So okay. So we're going to have, yeah, like I'm spitballing ideas. I think public bool card being cursor hovering over. So right. So on pointer enter, if cursor hovering over equals true. Oh yeah, we don't need any of this green stuff. Let me clear a few things up. That was useful at the time, but no longer useful. Okay, right. Cursor hovering over equals false. This does require an awful lot of brain activity. It's like all my chemical neurons in my brain are like, come on, you can work this out. Okay, so we're going to have a private I enumerator card info routine. We just have a little bit of a safety here. If card no, okay. So while card sorry, cursor hovering over yield return null, float time equals 0, time plus equals time dot delta time, and time is less than 0.5f. So it needs to be hovering over for 0.5 seconds. And we're going to have a check here if cursor hovering over, then master.instance.create card info goes, and we're going to put this script inside. Okay. Oh my word. Okay, right. Sorry, this is like quite technical stuff here. So that's going to happen there. Okay. And we're going to simply have master.instance.destroy all card infos. So there's quite a lot of things that can go. Card info routine. Right. So there's going to be. I like it. I like it because this has been one of those where it's like you've had to sort of gruel this out for a period of time, and oh no, bam! There's something that we've forgotten. Good. Right. I'm glad we've actually. I realised something that we've forgotten. So where we've got this card info, we actually need to make sure that we've got access to it. Okay. Card info. Go equals resources dot load game object. Okay, right. Don't worry. If this does work, then I'll have a quick scan over everything that I've done because I realise that I've been doing quite intense code and there's been nothing to show for it as of yet. But like, yeah, let's see if it works. It won't work perfectly because I'm going to get some of the numbers wrong. But I think, like, hopefully this will at least, you'll be able to see what I'm trying to achieve. Card stuff, card info, go, copy path. Chuck this over here. Get rid of that dot prefab. Get rid of the assets and resources bit. And then save. Okay. Right, come on. Come on. It's going to be brilliant. Right, okay. I'm going to do a... you know what? I reckon I got faith. It's going to work. It's going to look brilliant. It's going to look amazing. Okay, so we're hovering over the card. Didn't work, did it? So why did it not work? So let's see if it is actually creating anything when we do it. Oh. Yes. Yes, I know why it didn't work. I know why it didn't work. Okay, that's fine. So what's actually happening is I know why it's not working. Okay, it's fine. Everything's good. Yes, it's because what we've done, we said if it's hovering, create all of this, now destroy it straight away. So here we go. This is fine. So while cursor hovering over, okay, right, that's fine. This is why we do this thing. Right, so. Oh, right, come on. Big money. Here we go, right. Come on. Right. Oh, okay, that's not bad. I've obviously got some numbers a bit wrong here, but that's good. I'm happy with that. Okay. I need to make it minus. Yeah, and it still works. Okay, so we've just got the numbers slightly wrong. And what it's actually doing... okay, so... For some reason... Oh, yeah, that's... So... Control-Shift-P. We're pausing. Let's go actually analyse every bit of information that we've got working with us. So yeah, one thing that I have done, the reason that there's spaces and it looks a bit weird. Okay, this is still good. We're actually genuinely doing a lot better than I thought. This is good. Don't worry, this is good stuff. So. In fact, before I start doing too much analysis, there's literally one little variable I've got to do that I've got to put in, which will make things a lot clearer. It's over here. It's minus. That needs to be a minus. This still won't work, but it will look a little bit better because it will show how I wanted it to show. Right. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's better. The numbers I still want it to be like exactly right in the corner. So Control-Shift-P. Now we've got that to work with. Card info, all of these. Oh, but one thing that does look how nicely they've actually grouped together. You know, the Y offset did work pretty well. So first of all, no, I'm Control Z. I want to select all of these. There we go. Okay. So it's all about what this number here is. I think it is. I did get it slightly misaligned before. So let me go select. I just want to actually select this card. It will make it clear if I press this. That's what I wanted. Okay. So this, it makes it a lot easier if I don't have it as a parent. So now I'm going to just set this to 0, 0, 0. And we'll grab these guys. Just work out, because it's, yeah, basically I've done exactly what I wanted to achieve. Right. So. This one. Oh, 1.5. 1.5. And the X is... Sorry, the X is 1.5. 1.5 is fine. I just put 1 instead of 1.5, but that's no problem. And the Y is... If that was, say, 2.5... Yeah, 1.5, 2.5. So that's fine. Okay, 1.5, 2.5. The reason 1.5, I think the reason I was getting parents and stuff mixed up. So 1.5, 2.5. Okay. So let's just see. I think we've got the numbers. We've got everything. The numbers correct. Yeah, that's nice. Now the slight problem is I want it to be like when you click off of it, that information goes. So it's more. Yeah, and also, that's okay. Now I want to just do this. See if I'm creating any sort of memory leak or anything. Okay. Right. Okay, that's good. At the moment, they've all got all the information. So what we want to do as well is the moment that we click down on it, then they unsummon as well. I think that'll look a little bit better. So that's quite easily done, I believe. So we just need to go into card script. On pointer enter, on pointer down, cursor hovering over equals false. So let's just check that works. Yeah, oh, I'm really glad with that. Yeah, the numbers actually worked really nicely. Right. So we've got this here, got the information, and then as soon as I click it, it goes off. Brilliant. Yes! Okay, nice. Right, so all we need to do now is just work out the exact information that we want. Oh yeah, so we just got to get the information, the correct information for each card, which shouldn't be too hard. Angry Chuck. We want just 2, and we'll have attacker and totem, although we'll actually have totem first, I think. Attacker Army recruit, we're just going to have just the attacker. Guard recruit, we're going to have just the defender. Oh, this is a lot easier than I thought. And sustained attack, we actually just need the armor information there. Oh yeah, I need to do one for Ranger. And that should be very easy to put in as well. So we're going to have a whole new, we're going to create a whole new thing. Because the beauty with all this is, because I've forgotten Ranger, but that's in a good way. I'm actually fine with that. So we're going to have a whole new thing called Ranger here. And in getting card info, we're going to just have case card info dot Ranger. And now we just got to have the information for Ranger. So, Ranger's attack before the monster and attack at range. But if the town heart is hit, they all die. I think, yeah, like I say, I might be able to cut those words down because I want to have... so, yeah, Rangers attack before the monster and attack at range, but if the town heart is hit, they all die. Okay. Oh yeah, it's actually quite lucky we do have a Ranger here. I haven't changed the thing yet, but all of these should just be when the monster attacks, defenders block 1 damage and then die. Units that are... Yeah, brilliant. We just need to actually change the Ranger to... Ranger... Okay. Right. Fantastic. Right. I'm going to have a very quick break, but stick around. I might be able to do the cool, exciting thing next. Yeah, I'm actually really glad. I actually thought this card info was going to take me longer than that, and I do apologise because essentially a lot of it was me doing code. And yeah, what I'll do as well when I come back, I'll explain the code that I've done and like why all of those things have worked pretty well. Why it's done the thing that I was looking for it to do. Right, stay tuned. Let's go. Right, I'll be right back. Yes. Right. Oh, hello. Sorry, I forgot to actually press the main setup. Okay, rock and roll. We're back. Right. So before the break, we created the card info thing, which means that when we hover over, we have a little box that appears that gives us information. The text is a little small, but that's easily editable later on. But yeah, this gives us like the information that we need, that we know. So here it says give armor to up to 10 defenders. What does armor do? And I've got some text here just saying units that are armored lose their armor instead of dying. So we've got all that information. This explains a bit about totems. But how did I so I was actually kind of zoned out for a period of time because it required quite a bit of thought. So the actual tricky part, so actually making the card info script wasn't too difficult. That just I just need to make sure using this code here to make sure the size of the box was the actual correct size according to how long the string is. And we wanted to make sure that we've used this function here, which I'll go to definition. This one here is essentially you put a string in, and even though this looks really arduous, all it's actually doing is making sure that every 15 characters, we're looking to break the line every 15 letters. So but then we're also making sure that we're not like breaking the line halfway through a word. So this is why it's just a little bit complicated. So we broke it down, and then basically also on this master script as well, we have got this is the information. So we made an enum, which is going to have all the various different bits of information held, and we can refer to them when we use this. And then creating them, we needed to find the location of where the card is that we want it, and then place it just to the right of it. So and we obviously wanted the information to come up when you hover over the card. Right, so yes, so that bit has been done. I'm happy with that. So another little thing that I want to put in as well, and this will be a so we're going to go back into this card scriptable object. We're going to have sorry, before I do that, I've realised now that we've kind of used enums, I like them. I actually quite like them. And there's another thing that I want to put in here, which is going to be public enum, which is going to be card rarity. And we're going to have one of the rarities is going to be simply starter. So the starter are cards that start in your deck. So starter, common, uncommon, and I kind of want to have let's go for it. Let's go have rare, and then I want champion. Right. Champion, you ask. Right, champion. What is a champion going to be? So now that we've got this, we want to and I realised that making an enum, even though I've made it in the master script, anywhere can access this. So this is like, even though it's in this script, it's very much like by the way, you can get this from anywhere right now. So card rarity. So I want to have in our card SO, our scriptable object, we want to have a new public master script dot card rarity, and I don't need an underscore there, but I like to have one. So card rarity. Now we're going to quickly so all of this is leading up to something pretty cool. So we're going to have a champion card. That's going to be my first thing that I'm going to create. That's going to be the big thing that I'm going to do. So we're going to have so all of these, I think most of these, so armor, all of these are going to be starter, which is great. The metal wall and sustained attack, I want them to be common. The ranger, like I say, I might have made too many rarities here. I want them to be uncommon, I think. And like I say, all of this we can change around some point. And I want Angry Chuck to be rare. And right now, okay, big talk. We're going to create the next card, and it's going to be awesome. So we are going to, from here, create a new card. And it's going to be called Glistzerker. Right, kind of like a berserker. So what is the card name going to be called? Glistzerker. The mana cost is going to be 3. Card level 1. Sprites. Okay, right, so I've created a little bit earlier. I have created a new card sprite, card art. And I think it's this one. Let's have a check. So yeah, we've got Glistzerker, which is going to be, this is going to be the card art for it. It's going to be a guy who's got 2 swords now. What does he do? Oh, it's going to be awesome. Don't worry. Right, so we're going to save this as a PNG, and we can actually just put it over there, I believe. Actually, hold on, let me just quickly. Yeah. So I just wanted to check it. Yeah. PNG. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Right. So now we've got that. We've got access here. This is going to be our new one. Right. Now I'm just going to drag that onto the. We're gonna. Yeah. It's alright. This is going to be awesome. Right. So. Where have we got sprites? Sprites. Card art. So we've got a new one to add to the pile. There we go. Right, now let's just change all of these. Point and none. Apply. Okay. So Glistzerker is going to be a champion card. The card type. Oh yes. Now what I can also do, I won't do it quite yet, but it'd be very easy to do. The card type could also be an enum. I just feel like now I've learned like enums and they work, I kind of want to overuse them. But I think it makes sense. So so at the moment there's 3 types of card. There's the totems, the recruit, and the spells. Glistzerker is going to be a spell. At the end of this, I will actually change this card type to an enum because it just makes a lot more sense. Right. Okay, card level. Card text. Double the number of attackers. Okay. Yeah, this is, I think, like, this is going to be one of those, it's going to be a bit niche. It's going to be quite difficult to use, but when it does go off, it's going to be insane. That's what I think that's why I like this, you know, this whole concept, this idea. Right, card info. So we need, I think, 2. We're going to have attacker, and we're going to have another one. So this is just going to explain what attackers do, but we're going to have another one, which is... card info, comma, champion. This is just going to be a generic statement about champion cards. So, champion cards are super rare. That might just be it. Champion cards is... Yeah, that's all we need. Super rare. And can be devastating. And so, like, the idea is, like, any people who are watching, I can kind of make separate little cards for. So I quite like that. I think, yeah, like, because I want champion cards. They're going to be the ones which, you know, they're going to be rare. You'll have to get them sort of later game after you've been playing for sort of, you know, I haven't worked out exactly the duration of how long I want each individual sitting to be. Anyway, right. Super rare and can be devastating. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. So now... Oh, yeah. Champion. Okay. So I just wanted to set all of this up. Now we can have Control D, Blitzerker 2, and oh, actually, sorry, coming up with an idea completely on the fly. So the level 1 costs 3 mana. The level 2, I might be making this too good, but let's go with it. Costs 1 mana, and the level 3 costs 1 mana, but it's going to triple. Now, the actual code to put this in should not be too difficult. So that should be, yeah. Oh, yeah, it should still be fine. The only problem which I've got with this is... So this requires a little bit of thought, because at the moment I haven't actually made any code to flat create armoured units. At the moment you have to create normal attackers or defenders and then give them armour. So I need to have a separate bit of code somewhere where I create an armoured unit. I don't think that'll be too difficult, but I kind of forgot that as I was putting that together. So let's have a little look, see where we're at. So what we need to do first is go into our building scripts, and we've got the attacker building. So I think I know how I can do this. I think I know the laziest and best way of doing this. And as we know, that's always... we always do the lazy and best one if we can. This one, you know what? I'm not sure why this is in comments, but it's probably for a good reason. Let's just get rid of it. Right. Yes. Okay, create beans for army, create beans for army routine. I think we need to... create armor beans for army. Create, because I think the code is going to be a bit similar. We just need to change a few things. Oh, okay. And here we're going to have create armor beans. That's okay. So it looks like we're just going to sort of change things bit by bit. Oh, I like this track. It's brilliant. So yeah, like this will just, so here we're gonna get to this in a sec, but let's just do number of beans created. You know, when you look back at code and think, what was I doing here? What was my plan? Oh, yes. Everything makes sense now. I remember what's going on. Everything's fine. Relax, guys. We got this covered. Everything's good. Oh. We might not even need to do this. Okay. So. No, maybe we do. No. Okay. Right. I'm going to just have a little play around. So what are all the things that we need? So, oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, armored bean scripts, that's fine. The spawning position will be the same. Idle sprites. I think we just need to fit the word armored into here. And okay. Now, I think that needs to be 2, and number of units in line equals number attacker. Yeah, because one thing which I did quite nicely is I've made a really generic script that can compensate for. Oh, I mean, if this works, this is just going to be brilliant. Right. I think they're still called attackers. They're not called armored attackers. So, right. Oh, I think my phone's going. Right. Apologies. I'll just need to quickly answer this. I shall be right back. Right, okay, sorry. Right, let's go. How cool will this be if this works? This will be quality. Right, okay. So yeah, I realised what I've done here is a really generic what I've got. Sorry, this one here, this function here is a really generic one that covers for any bean creation at all. That includes rangers, armoured stuff. We just need to put in the right right things. So in theory, all of this should work. So what we will do first is let me just have a quick look at this. So I'm going to do a bit of... So I've got E doing something, adding attackers. So let's see what this does. Okay. Yeah, right, that's the card. Oh, summon attackers, okay. Okay. So, yeah, this will, yeah, I'll just have to do a little bit of this. References. Okay, add attack. Here we go. Oh, okay. I don't think this is too difficult at all. Right. So we need to so this is the this little script here is the thing that adds the attackers from like the card. So this is called the card action recruit script. We just need to have another one here. That is summon armored attackers. Okay, so number of attackers. So yeah, it does. Oh, create beans for army. Yeah, sort of this. Yeah, so I think. Yeah, this is fine. We just need to make a add armored attackers. Add armored attack. Yeah. C and V. Add armored attack. Yeah, like I say, there's a large segment of copying and pasting. Create armored armor beans. Yep, that's fine. Although I'll rename that to armored. I think that makes more sense. Yeah, so I'm delving into quite quite a difficult ground here, but let's just see set attack total. So whenever we're adding armored attackers, we're still adding the attack. Make text bounce, that's fine. Okay. So add armored attack. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is before we try anything too complicated, I'm going to add armored attack of 5 and see like what needs changing, see how everything's going. Okay. Right. So this is at the moment like we still haven't actually put the card in the deck. We haven't done much with it. It's more just like the whole concept of adding an armoured unit I haven't actually gone into. So I'm trying to come up with a sort of a method that just requires code, that just uses code that I've already got. So if I press E now, what happens? Okay, now is that the actual line that they should be? But we can find that out as well. So I'm creating normal ones there. And if I convert these... Ooh, okay, that did work. That did work. Huh. Okay, now I'm going to just press E again. So the only thing that hasn't worked is this number in brackets, because this number in brackets is meant to indicate the number of armoured units that you have. This one hasn't updated. Apart from that, literally everything else has worked. That's actually kind of surprising. Okay, so that's all we need. Actually, it looks like that's the only thing we need to edit. So that should be pretty easy as well. So we have got access to this armoured text mesh. Let's just find out when we're actually changing it. Oh, so it's set armour total. So all we actually need to do is have... So I'm guessing this here is when we're... Yes. I think this is the key bit of line that we need. And what bit do we actually... Yeah, okay. Yeah, this should be fine. So let's just find out our original script that we've made. Create... So... It's just here. So... That should in theory work. Once I've done this, then we're going to actually get our new Glycerca to... we're going to get our new Glycerca card up and running. So if I just press E now... Yes, and it just updates the number. Okay, right, fantastic. Right, so now let's get the Glycerca to do the thing. So now we need to go on to our card action script, edit script. We're going to have a new one here, which is going to be case Glycerca. I've made a point of having the Z capital. Not really sure why, but I'm sticking with it. And no one can stop me. I don't know, because it's the same reason that I have... like whenever I type the word background, I always feel the word ground needs to be a capital G, and I can't really explain why. Okay, right, so we've got... Hey, how you doing? Sorry, I didn't realise, I didn't see you. Oh, wicked. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, sorry, I do apologise. I'm in the... Oh, yeah, thanks for that, man. Oh, how are you doing, though? It's good to hear from you. Sorry, I've been right in the middle of trying to create a new card. Oh yeah, oh cool. Yeah, I'm awesome. I've done actually quite a big important thing. I don't know. Have you actually seen the game yet? It's looking quite good. If you like card-based strategy games, it's admittedly a little bit isolating. But if it's like, well, I don't really like card-based strategy games, but oh yeah, cool. I'll give you yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, how am I? Yeah, I'm rocking. I've just realised quite often when I'm coding, I'm often talking to myself. And I was like, oh, what if I stream it? Then it doesn't. I don't seem quite as crazy when I'm talking to myself. Oh yeah, right. So anyway, I will show you. Let's have a look. I think this is actually still fine. I need to come back to this. So the right. Let's go on to full screen. We'll have a little play around. Oh, cool. So now. There's a game called Slay the Spire where you're given a deck of cards and you can improve your deck as you play more and more. And I've realised that's a really great game. And what I can do is, the idea is I'm looking to build up some attackers and I can give them armour as well, and I can give them more armour. That's actually quite a terrible hand to get at this point, but my plan is I want to build up as many attackers, and I can see this little blob each turn is getting further. So I've got my mana crystals. I want to build up as bigger armor. As it is, we haven't actually run into any. Oh, that's a little glitch. I need to fix that. Let me just delete that one. That's something which is quite easy to fix. I just haven't dealt with that yet. So, oh. Okay, forget that. I'll quickly. Sorry, that's good actually. I'm glad actually. We've picked up a little bug. I know what the problem is. So what I've actually done recently is just the concept of these little info things being created. Anyway, so bam, bam. Anyway, I'll show you So basically, you're looking to build up as much of an army as you can until this thing arrives. And I'll cycle through. Oh yes, sorry. Like, believe it or not, I had a haircut about 3 months ago. But I'm one of those people where when I have a haircut, it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm having it properly short. And obviously, this is 3 months of grown. So anyway, right, I'll quickly. So when the slime actually attacks. He's smashing those and then does the damage over to and basically the idea is you want to destroy the slime before your health goes to 0. Now I've got Angry Chuck here, which means whenever I'm summoning any attackers, we get 2 more. And yeah, making them armoured means that. So basically, a bean's life cycle. Hold on, oh yes, yeah, I know. You'd be like, wow, I tell you what, that's so amazing that you wouldn't even believe. Yeah, right. It looks so good. It's straight out Ghostbusters. Yeah. Now, I'm obviously going to have. At the moment, I've only drawn one sort of big blob enemy. So the idea is you have your attackers, your armoured attackers. Now, you kind of want to get your attackers to be armoured because if they don't, then they just die. Whereas if they are armoured, they just lose their armour, so we can re-armour them. And let's have a look. And there's a little ranger as well. So these ones attack, but they can attack even before the blobs arrived. Anyway, so I just thought it's like Bill Murray card. For the win, yes. Yeah. Oh, you need. Yeah, I mean, Bill Murray is absolutely like he's a proper champion. I've always been. I've always loved Bill Murray in absolutely everything. And apparently, right, apart from Lost in Translation, which I haven't fully grasped yet, I think apparently it's really good. It's one of those. I think it was kind of described as one of those films where not an awful lot happens, but there's a beauty in it. I still haven't. Yeah, Yeah, it's like, I think apparently there is a lot to it. I still haven't, let's say I watched it once and I was expecting Bill Murray to be Bill Murray. I was thinking Groundhog Day. I was thinking Ghostbusters. It's like, I just, whereas it was, yeah. Has he not? I just would have assumed Bill Murray's, like he's a treasure. I would, yeah, he's just, he's awesome, right? Because I know there's been that does surprise me though. I mean, what, Groundhog Day? Like, I love, like, Groundhog Day is one of those. I mean, even though it's not technically a Christmas film, I always consider it a Christmas film. That's just like, I just love it. Oh, wow, that does surprise me. After an award, he got pissed at an award ceremony and shouted, "What do I have to do?" Oh, really? Oh my gosh. I did not know that. Right. Cool. Anyway, so right. Anyway, I'll wow. Sorry. Yeah, I'm miles away. Sorry. So anyway, Pete, I've got to go help set up. Oh yeah. Oh, fair play, man. But absolutely awesome. Yeah. Stop by any time. We'll catch this on. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good point. I probably need to highlight it. As I say, a lot of it is just talking to myself, looking crazy. But you can hopefully enjoy, just have it. It's more of a sort of like have on in the background while you're doing something else. If you want to play on your phone and then just be like, oh yeah, this guy, he's making a game. It can. It's I would like to think it might be sort of therapeutic. Not sure, but anyway, you go put up that Christmas tree, and I'll catch you in a bit. Right. Anyway, so let's rock. Where were we? Okay, here we go. What are we going to do? We were. But Bill Murray, he's a hero. Right. We are creating the Glizzerker card. So, what's going to happen? We're going to double the card summon totem. We're going to have a whole extra action, which I think we actually need to put the whole thing in here. So, in our card recruit script, because essentially, Glizzerker is a recruitment. Did I put it as a recruitment or did I put it as a spell? Oh, I've actually put it as a spell. It should be recruitment. Yeah, okay. So, public void Glizzerker and you know how much I love coroutines. Right, so now we do want to put a variable on here, and this is just we're just going to have a simple variable called int multiplier, okay, and that's going to be a the argument we're going to put in int multiplier. Okay, so now this actually, I think this is going to be pretty easy, to be honest. So, in an ideal world, I would want to have the attackers, regardless of whether they're armoured or not, to both come in at the same time. But I think it's going to be easier if... oh, yeah. Yeah. So, sorry, just talking to myself, everything's fine. So we've got to actually make a big decision here as to whether it's going to react with the totem, with the Angry Chuck. I actually don't know yet. I'm going to say yes. So, because it's a recruitment card, the idea is, yeah, I think so. Like, this might make it ridiculously overpowered, and I respect that, and we can always take it off, but I think, we can actually copy a lot of this. Number of attackers. Oh, yeah. So, if we have int number of attackers equals underscore attack building script dot. How do we actually find out how many attackers we've got? I think there is actually a get number of attackers. Done. Boom. Done already. Already covered it. Don't worry. Past. I'm doing a little high five to the past version of me who's already done this. Get number of attackers. Oh yeah. Number of attackers equals that, and we're also going to plus the extra things that we get from the totems. Oh yes. Okay. Oh, that's a good point. So, this one here is going to be add attack. So, because what it actually says, the text on the totem, it says that it adds the number of, whenever you're adding any attackers, add 2 more. So, in this case, even though it could be a massive bunch of both armoured and non-armoured attackers that we're adding, it's only going to ever add that number once. I think that's only fair. So, get number of attackers. Okay, so we can actually do. Let me just copy line by line, actually. So, first of all, busy equals true. Busy equals false. Now, there is another cool thing that I want to put in, and I haven't worked out how I'm going to do it yet. So get number. Oh, okay. So. Oh no, I was busy giving the past version of me a high five, whereas what I actually need is a whole separate function for the number of non-armoured attackers and armoured attackers. So, let's go. Right. So, in my head... Oh, no, we're fine. Everything's fine. We just need a whole new function, which, for some reason I didn't put in at the same time. Int get number of armoured attackers, which is going to be return attacker armoured bean scripts. Dot count. Okay, right. So we've got, yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, I realised because this only gets hold of the number of these. Even though it says attacker bean scripts, they're essentially, it should be saying non-armoured. So, but that's fine. So, get number of armoured attackers. Yep, we don't need that bit. We just want this bit here. Actually, we want both of these bits, and we're just going to tweak one of the words. So this is going to be add armoured attack. So this might be, yeah, like I say, I'm looking at this might be a bit too good, but let's find out. So this is the whole routine. Now, I've got another plan for what I want to do, but we won't do that quite yet. So, underscore card recruit script dot Glitzerker 2 because I like the idea of champion cards being like really overpowered, but it's going to be really difficult to actually get hold of them. And we're just waiting for so while this card action recruit shit busy, yield return null. Right, sweet. Okay. So what I should do as well is where we've got an update. So oh, okay. You know what, let's just go put it in as one of the cards. Let's go change the cards around. It'll be actually probably easier to just literally put it in our deck and give it a little try. So we need to get to the scripts and card scripts, deck script. And this is something which always takes me a really long time to find, and I probably should have an easier way. So it's when it's set up basic deck, right? We want a bunch of, let's go, yeah, we're going to change things around. So we're going to have, say, 10 Angry Chucks, 10 Army Recruits, 10 of these. We can still keep some of those. Sustained attack, that's very important. We kind of want 20 of those. These are less important. Now, we're going to add maybe 30 Glitzerkers, just purely because we're looking to test it. I++. Cards. Deck. In fact, let's just copy and paste this. Oh yeah, of course. There's another thing that I want to do as well, which I want to make it that you can only cast this once and then it vanquishes it from the deck. Okay. So let's see if the card appears. There's quite a lot of things that can go wrong here, let's be honest. So we got a little error message. What we got there? Start code routine, that's fine. That's fixable. Let's see where we're up to now. Okay. Right, so we've got the Glitzerker. So We've got enough mana, we can give this a shot, so we're creating 7. So it's nice because we can test multiple things at once. So this one here, champion cards, right. And that is 14. Okay, so it's worked so far. Okay, we've still got more things to test. So it looks like we're actually going to test quite a lot of these things straight away. Let me just... Okay, we've got an Angry Chuck. Okay, so we've got 1 mana left. So I want to do this. So what should in theory happen? Right, this is going to be a big sort of like boom. If this is going to work, then fantastic. Right, we're going to play this. And ideally, the number of these red beans, these non-armoured beans, is actually going to go up by... it's not just an extra 2, it's going to be an extra 4 because we're getting 2 or however many from the totem. I can't remember. I probably should have seen what level the totem is, but we're going to get an extra bonus from there. So let's have a look. So, oh yeah, it's a bonus 3, and then we get a bunch of armoured stuff. Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. Is this card going to be super overpowered? Yes, especially in times like this. Okay, so we're going to have an Angry Chuck. This is going to get slightly disgusting here. Far too many. It's actually going to sort of slightly go off the screen here. I haven't actually worked out, like, this has never been a problem before, where it's like, what if you have too many attackers? So we've also got to consider, like, is my computer actually going to... there is so many armoured that they're actually overlapping those. Yeah, this is a whole extra problem that... I mean, it's a fun problem to have, and I'm glad, but this thing is just going to... Yeah, it's just going to get murked. Right, okay. So, now... I don't know... let me just quickly... There we go. Yeah, so where were we? So, right, I don't know how this is going to pan out, because this might be a little bit computer... This might eat quite a lot of the RAM, but let's go. So, oh god, bang, right. Oh, it turns out when you've got this many, when you've got 96. Okay, and then this is going to, again, look quite fun, because they're all going to splatter. Bang! Right, nice. Okay, alright, that's pretty cool. Right, like I say, we might need to tweak this card, because it does feel like it's a little bit overpowered. But I do like this sort of concept. Maybe not making it cost 1, because part of the discipline would be if it costs 3, then like you can't do it that many times. But obviously, part of the enjoyable part is like when you know, part of what I like with this game is when you're like, oh, by the way, I've got this ridiculous deck where you can just get such a massive attack. But there's always, because attackers always attack last, even if you've got this ridiculous deck, you still need some sort of defense, or otherwise you're always going to get hit before you get the attack. Anyway, that's sort of, you know, food for thought, something to think about. Right, so I'm trying to work out, because there is another one thing that I want to do, and I'm trying to work out if I should do it now. Yes, right, yes is the answer. The answer is yes. Okay, right, this one shouldn't take too long. It's just going to be, hopefully, a little bit of fun. I think it might look a bit rubbish, but it's going to be... No, I think it'll be fun. It will be fun. So... so here, we're going to have a new folder, which is going to be... oh no, I created another card. Okay. Alright, I probably should add that to the count. The number of times I mean to create a folder, and I've just created one of these. So let's delete that. Let's go create a folder, which we're going to call... I'll just call it sort of style beans. Style beans is fine. Okay. Right, so why have I created that? I will explain it to you. So I've got my folder of stuff here. This might look terrible, but I just, when I'm thinking, oh, this is just gonna, like in my head, it's just gonna be quite cool. It's gonna be one of those where kind of like when I sort of, maybe several months from now when I've progressed further, like, yeah, I'm going to look back on it and I'm going to be like, oh, this looks rubbish, why did you put this in? But I really do want to do this. Right. So hopefully this will be, when you're watching, you'll be like, where is he going with this? What's he doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, character. That's what I should have called it. We won't call it style bean. We'll call it character bean. So, Control Shift S plus character. Actually, cancel there. Yeah. No, sorry, I had it right. So we just say it as character, and it's going to be a PNG, so we can translate it, and we're going to put it in here. No, I reckon it will be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. But yeah, we'll change it to character beans. Okay. Prefab, so plus. Oh yeah, I need to change the. Yeah. I need to change some of these over to. This is purely, I think it will just hopefully make it just look quite nice, right? So we'll make a fold in here, which will be characters. So we're going to create Glycirca. I'm going to put the word character at the front. Character Glycirca script. The payoff. No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I like it. I like it. Sorry, as I'm sort of talking to myself, I'm thinking, yes, I think this is, yeah. So we've got hold of this. Now that we've actually created as a prefab, we can delete this and then get access to the actual hardcore Glycirca. I'm going to attach this script here. Right, okay. Right, what's he doing with this? Where's he going? But don't worry. Like, we'll find out soon. This will be quite a basic script, to be honest. Leave that one up there. So we're just getting access to beam trans equals get component transform and beam SR equals get component sprite renderer I'll just have summon. Perform action. Right, so we also want a public bool busy. Busy equals true, and then busy equals false. Okay, so okay, I think that's good. Right. That's fine. Just wanted to get an idea of the scale. So, first of all, why did he make it 10 times bigger? Don't worry, that'll all make sense. I've got an idea. Greater size. I think it will take it 1 second. That's fine. Oh, and yeah, this is brilliant. Move a dot, instance dot. Why would I want to put colour there? Right, chump. Okay. Do I want to make it shake or wiggle? No. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Sorry, I'm just sort of thinking things out in my head. So 4. Rotate 2 point. Yeah. So I basically want to have a cool little animation that occurs when you play this card, and like I don't know if it's going to be too time consuming, but I like the idea that it's like, you know, because obviously I've put like 20 of these cards in my deck, but these are going to be one of those rare cards that you're like, oh my gosh, this is like you'll unlikely never get like this many cards. This is why it might actually be okay to put in. So I think 15. Let's try 2F. This might be a little bit too time consuming, but we'll have a look. So I'm going to put this together. I'll explain what I've done once. Once, hopefully, it will look really good. And well, no, it won't look good. It'll look cheap, but fun. And we'll do a little bit of editing. Okay. Okay. Right, another little thing that I want to do as well, because I want this to be in front of everything. So we're going to change the sort order. So if we go Berserker, front, it's got to be like dominating over. It's going to just be, yeah. So let's go make it way in front of everything. So this should actually be relatively easy to fit in. We just want to have now I'm actually in favour of yeah, I'm in favour of, now I've got to think this through, so this character Berserker script equals, actually, yeah, equals instantiate. This is quite going to be a big chunky bit of code here. Resources dot load game object, and I'm going to get the path in a sec. We're going to write bang in the middle of the screen, and then we're going to write quaternion.identity, because I love writing that every time. It makes me it makes me happy. Okay. Yeah, that is quite ugly. That's quite an ugly bit of code there, but that's all right. Oh, perform action. That's why. Yeah. I thought it was called summon. I changed my mind midway. Perform action. Okay, right, now hopefully this will look so amazing that your jaws will drop. You'll be like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Okay. Here we go. Oh yeah, no, we forgot one thing. And I've been doing this quite a bit actually. I keep forgetting to actually. So bean stuff, character, Glycerca, copy path. So the reason that I was sort of like thinking, because as it is, I'm actually going to search for it at runtime. The reason being is, while this is actually happening, it really can, like the computer can afford to do this. Because it's not going to be happening while other things are happening. Like, everything's going to be focused on this happening. And because there's going to be quite a few champions, I'm not super in favour of having a bunch of game objects here that are going to be used maybe once every now and then. So I'm kind of fine using this quite expensive thing to grab it at runtime. Okay. Right. So, any error messages? No. Okay. Cool. What? I was semi going for the idea that it's like, sort of the way that the coolest armoured guys are the guys that don't have full armour, but they have like some, but they still got enough to show off their six-pack. That's what I was going for. Right. Okay. So we can actually just play it off, but I kind of want it to have an effect. So, let me actually... Okay, we've got enough to do there. Right, we'll wait for the next Glycerca, that's fine. Okay, this looks good. So one of those. One of those. One more of those. Okay, right, moment of truth. This might look really good and it might look terrible, but let's go. Rah! Rah! Yeah. You know what? I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I think it's shaking a bit too much, but I do like it. Right, I'm looking forward to actually seeing it again now. Right. Okay, right. So I'm to understand, even if we armour them, we're going to create one angry chuck, so this should... Right, and then do this. Right, it should still create two armour, two attackers. Right. And then boom, loads of... Yeah, nice. Okay, you know what? I'm happy with that. We can obviously make that look a little bit better, but I quite like it. Oh, right. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I'm really happy with the progress that we made. So I feel like this is kind of like at the end of a sort of one of those sort of kids shows. They're like, what have we done today? Right, so I'll do a quick summary. So we have... we've created it so that when you got one of these summoned, like when you're holding over one of these, we get the info on the right, and it moves off. And we've also created the Glycerca card, which I think are both two very, very valuable contributions to getting this game to work. Now, I had a little bit of an error message earlier where when I was creating a card. Somehow I accidentally, yeah, like I found it's an error message that I'm looking to create. I will try and create it and then try and work out how to fix it. But I had an error message earlier where when the info was coming up and I quickly ended turn, for whatever reason it wasn't deleting the next one. But we can fix that. We'll fix that another time. But I'll save that adventure, like I say, for another time. Right. This has been absolutely awesome. I tell you, yeah, thanks for sticking around. This, yeah, like I say, has been absolutely like a lot of fun. And given that it's like, because I knew that the card info thing was never going to be the most exciting thing to put on, but it is going to be very useful like throughout. Let me just delete this. We don't need this here anymore. Let's do a bit of a save. Right, I will catch you guys later. And yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah! Glycerca!